Hey everybody, welcome to Stamping with Melva. I'm Melva Peters and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in British Columbia, Canada. And you can find me online at stampingwithmelva.com. Here it is Sunday and this is the last of my pre-recorded videos. I will be back live on Tuesday with my sketch challenge, but I've been away, as I've told you, at doing a weaving retreat and then a calligraphy workshop for 7 days. Just kind of immersed myself in some different crafts for a little bit of time. I'm probably going to come back exhausted, I have to admit, but I am really looking forward to this. So thank you for watching. I will check all the comments after the video. So please leave your comments and let me know you watched. And then join me on Tuesday at 7:30 Pacific for my sketch challenge. Okay, so let's switch over. Today I'm going to use the Circle Sayings bundle. This is one of my favorites. It's such an easy bundle to use, and so I'm going to use this one. This is the bundle, comes as a photopolymer. The images are actually bigger than what they appear. And it comes with a 2 3/8 inch circle punch. Love, love, love punches, especially circle punches. And I'm combining it. Here's my colors. Aren't these pretty? This is Azure Afternoon and Lemon Lolly. This is a piece of cardstock. I believe it's called Masterfully Made, is the designer series paper. Lots of collages, kind of mixed media theme. Lots of layers on the designer series paper, but I went looking for a piece of designer series paper that had Azure Afternoon, and this one just called out to me. I also pre-cut a circle from, this is the largest circle from the Stylish Shapes dies. And so that's going to go there, and then we're going to layer my blended piece. Okay, so let's start. I have a piece of Azure Afternoon cardstock that is 5.5 by 8.5. You could use 4 1/4 by 11. And then we're going to score it at 4 1/4. Grab your bone folder and fold into the mountain or the raised line. For those of you that watch me all the time, I say that every time, and the reason is I want to remind you to fold into the mountain, because it makes it, you get a better fold and better alignment of your cardstock along the edges when you do that. But I also have to remind myself to do that, because sometimes I forget. Now I'm trying to find my Azure Afternoon. Oh, I haven't used this. I have a set of ink pads on my filming station, so I don't have to go running back and forth to my others and pull my stuff, and I hadn't used that one. Okay, so I've got that, and I want to add Calypso Coral. I think I just want to add something to the sunset. But the first thing we're going to do is we're going to stamp, I think we're going to stamp this Celebrate as a background, just in Lemon Lolly. And so we're just going to take, I want to make sure the Celebrate's readable. So we're just going to kind of create, and you're hardly probably even seeing this on camera, and I want something on the background of this. I could have embossed it, but I just kind of got a background with the Celebrate stamp. Okay, so now we can take this. This is going to go on here. I'm not going to do that yet because I may decide to put some ribbon. What I am going to do is adhere this piece of designer series paper. I cut, let's see, 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. And it's just going to go on the bottom like that. So it is going to have a border of the Lemon Lolly around it. Pretty color combination. Okay, I'm not going to glue that yet. Okay, so let's take a piece of basic white cardstock. This just needs to be like 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. A scrap is great. This is what we're going to do. We're going to create our background using these 3 colors. So I'm going to start with the lightest. Let's see. And I've got my blending brushes here. I'm going to pick up some of my lemon lolly. And I'm going to start more at the top because it's kind of a sunset picture or a sunset image. So I want my sunset here and then my water below it. So we can go back over this, but we'll start with our lemon lolly. And then let's add a touch, hopefully a touch of Calypso Coral. I tap off in my lid, just, I'll go back over that. Where's my lemon lolly? I kind of gotta, there we go. So tap off so I don't get a big kind of splodge of ink. There we go. So that's where the sunset's going to go. And then we'll take the Azure Afternoon and do the same. This is going to be quite juicy because it's a brand new pad. So I definitely am starting off the page as much as I can with this. I don't really need to do this whole thing. The bigger your piece of paper, the more you're probably going to be tempted to blend. But I just really want to make sure. Isn't that just looks like a sunset? Pretty. Okay, so I think I've got enough here. Close those up. I am going to stamp my sentiment, and so I've got this is the sunset. Oops, there we go, with the waves. So that's the image we're going to stamp, and I'm going to stamp it in Azure Afternoon. And I'm going to try and get as much as possible the sunset in the middle. There we go. Isn't that pretty? Oh, I love how that turned out. Okay, and now I don't know what I'm going to do for a sentiment yet. We'll have to sort that out. Okay, but while I've got my Azure Afternoon, I've got a piece of basic white cardstock, and I'm going to stamp that Celebrate on the inside of the card as well as the sentiment in there. Something, I always try and stamp something on the inside, so let's just do that on the inside. Okay, I'll figure out a sentiment for the front in a minute. Now, what we want to do is put this piece. Yep, I'm going to have to trim this. I want it to get it right in the center, and of course, my piece is just slightly too big. So let's just trim a piece off so that we can actually get my image centered in the circle like that. That's pretty good. There we go. Almost want to save that for another time. Okay, let's bring these back in. Okay, so this, now I wonder if I do, no, I'm going to cover up I don't want to do that. Okay, so this I'm going to pop up. I like the kind of wider border that I've got. I could have probably found a different size. Oh, there's some dimensionals of circle to cut out, but I kind of like the wider border around the sunset. And I'm going to use some, I think, Wink of Stella. Like that. Okay, I grabbed, this is 2 of the 3 ribbons from the sheer ribbon combo. It's 3/8 of an inch. There is also bubble bath, but because my card is Lemon Lolly and Lemon Lolly and Azure Afternoon, I think I'm going to kind of just cover, let's see. I'm trying to decide where shall we put this. Okay, I think I'll do that. I Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some Stampin' Seal, and I'm just gonna run my Stampin' Seal. I like to use, oh, I'm out of Stampin' Seal, so let's refill my Stampin' Seal while I have it. Easy to do. Don't use a lot of Stampin' Seal these days. I do like it for ribbon. I tend to use liquid glue. If you've watched me, you know that. I like it for adhering ribbon on the front and the back. Goes in there. That can go back on there. I used to always, I was a Stampin' Seal girl for a long, long time, as I also was snail before. But I've gradually transitioned over to the liquid glue. So I'm just kind of layering my two pieces of ribbon like that. And then we can trim. Ooh, should have used my ribbon scissors. My poor paper snips get so gunky with glue. I need to clean them on a regular basis, and I don't do that anyway. So I do use, like I said, I do use Stampin' Seal to adhere ribbon on the back of cards. I just find it sticks better, and I'm not fussing with glue. There we go. Okay, so this will go. Oh. Okay, and then I tend to go over top of my pieces of ribbon as well. It's that extra hold like that. Okay, so this is going to go like this. Lots of popping up on this card. Out of dimensional, so I just cut that around the edge, so I use up all of the pieces. Like that. All right, now I had a piece. Yes, I do. Okay, so I'm going to use the back of this, and I'm going to have a thought about what I was going to do. So I'm going to take my Celebrate, and I'm just going to take and stamp it. What I want to do is just cut one of the Celebrate pieces, words. So we're just going to take and cut it. How's that? Not going to be perfect because I'm not great at cutting straight lines, but that's okay. Just kind of gently go slow. You steer with your scissors and not your hand. Or sorry, steer with your scissors. I think that's the right way. Oh, it's the opposite way. I'm getting them mixed up. Steer with the hand that doesn't have the scissors. That's what I always say. So I'm going to take and just put that on there. That's an idea. Okay, so I'm going to take and cut. I think I can just fit that. If I need to trim, I can. Just trim a little bit off so the dimensional doesn't show. And we will just take and put that Celebrate right there. There we go. Okay, I'm kind of happy about this. What I might do is take and tuck this under. I think I can do this. I'm going to tie a faux bow just because it's looking a little bare down there at the bottom. Faux bow like that. Trim those off. Trim those off. There. Okay. Now the last thing I want to do is, and I always do this last. Actually, let's put our center inside of the card in first. I'm going to put some Wink of Stella on my sunset, And I always do Wink of Stella as the very last step on a card because I find it takes some time to dry, and I don't want this Wink of Stella to kind of get all over the place. So I'm just going to go over the sunset. Now, if your Wink of Stella is kind of not enough coming out, make sure if you press it to get more Wink of Stella, it says press, do that on a scrap or on your grid paper and away from your card, because it might come out, there we go, comes out in a splodge, and you don't want that on your card. So make sure, and now I'm getting a lot because I picked it up, but I'm just putting that on that actual sun in the middle, just to kind of give it a bit of a shimmer. There we go. Let's see, a little bit more. There we go. All right, and as I said, I always do that as the very last step. You can kind of see the shimmer of the Wink of Stella. There, isn't that a pretty card? I like how that turned out. Okay. I like it when a plan comes together. All right, easy to make blended backgrounds with your blending brushes and your ink pads. So give it a try. There are 2 sizes of blending brushes. Those were the large ones I used, but you can also use the small ones if you've got, kind of small images or you want to have a little bit more control. All right, everybody, thanks so much for joining me today. Again, I'll be back live, really me in person, starting on Tuesday with my sketch challenge. Also, I will be holding my free Zoom class on Monday night at 7 o'clock Pacific. So join me for that. The information will be posted on social media in advance. And I said Tuesday night, it is Tuesday at 2 o'clock Pacific. So I will be live Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 2 o'clock Pacific. All right, everybody, thanks so much for joining me. Hope you have a great day. Happy stamping.